Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 different brushes that I've used for the last 10 years in my detailing business that I think every detailer should own because they've stood the test of time. So let me go ahead and jump right in. The first brush that I wanna talk about is a long handle, what I call a wheel well brush. So you can see it's got these little green bristles, or what used to be green, and of course a long handle. Now the primary place that I use this particular brush is when I'm scrubbing wheel wells. So this type of brush I have actually used in different forms for literally the last decade of my detailing business, and there's 2 primary places I use it. Like I said, the wheel well, and number 2, to scrub the sidewalls of certain tires that are not that dirty. Now the reason I do that is because tires have often a type of chemical manufactured into them called anti-ozonant. And what that is a type of chemical that actually keeps the rubber in the tire lasting a little bit longer, so it keeps it from drying out, it keeps it from cracking. Well, one of the things that causes the anti-ozonant to actually come to the surface of the tire is water and chemicals. So when I'm scrubbing the sidewall of a tire, often when you're using a really strong nylon bristle brush, you can scrub some of that anti-ozonant off of the tire because it appears as kind of a brown grunge. So I actually like this particular type of brush when I'm scrubbing the sidewall of a tire because it's kind of soft. And so I can do kind of one good round with this after the wheel well, spray it off and move on from that tire. I don't have to get super caught up there. Now I will say there's also probably 1,000 other applications on specific jobs over the last 10 years that I've been using this brush that I found, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have this, because then I can go reach for it. Sometimes I'll scrub black trim with this. Sometimes I'll get kind of far reaching areas in an engine that I'm detailing. So really, really awesome. Now included in this brush in my top 3 before I move on to number 2, I want to actually include the Easy Detail brush or the Speedmaster brush, because this is something I've used again over the last at least 7 years, and this is something that scrubs, of course, the inner barrel of the wheel wells. I would also include a softer version of this type of brush in terms of its functionality, like this. Okay, this has got a microfiber mitt over it, but it's the same thing. It scrubs the inner barrel of a wheel, and this is good for really tight wheels that have like big brake calipers, and this is nice for higher end vehicles because this can sometimes scratch really fragile clear coat, and this is a little bit softer on it. So those category of brushes are things that I would suggest every single detailer own. Now, moving on to number 2. You probably guessed it, but of course, these are the work stuff detailing brushes. Now, to be specific, these particular type of detailing brushes I've only been using for like the last 3-ish years. In terms of the general category of detailing brushes, I've used basically every type of detailing brush that you can use. And so I've got some examples here of a lot cheaper ones from Amazon that have got this wooden handle and these bristles come off really easily. These are a little bit more expensive. You know, you're gonna spend more like $30, $40 for kind of a set of them, but they last a really long time and they're super, super high quality. Now, of course, I could go on and on about every area that I use a detail brush on, but I thought I'd summarize it really quickly. Number 1, I like to use these for tight areas of the interior, things like air vents or places where plastics actually come together, where there's dust that settles in between a seam. The second area I like to use these on the interior mainly is to agitate cleaner on things like door panels, leather seats, or fragile areas that might be already damaged or just require some gentleness in the approach. The third area that I like to use these is when I'm gently scrubbing the face of a wheel. So yes, I use the Easy Detail brush to get inside of the barrel of the wheel, but when I'm scrubbing just the face of the wheel, I like to take a dedicated detail brush that is only for the wheels, not for any other part of the interior or exterior, and just scrub very lightly the spokes and the face of the wheel like that. Spray it off because the brake dust that sits on most faces of wheels that I see on a daily basis is really not bad at all, so it's very easy to pull off with a simple detail brush like this. Now, I'd also like to highlight that you have detailing brushes like this that are made for dusting. This is kind of like a makeup brush, right? It's super, super soft, and I will say, again, when I'm trying to summarize brushes that I've used consistently every single day that have really never failed me over the last decade, this is not one of them. I really don't find a lot of need in my detailing business to use a brush like this that's super soft, super fragile. If I need to dust something, a lot of times I'll just take my air compressor and I'll dust it, or I'll just take a microfiber towel that's already in my hand, quickly wipe the area. I really rarely use a fragile, kind of gentle approached brush like this. Now, the last type of brush that I want to highlight is something you guys may have guessed, and that is a drill brush. Now, drill brushes come in all shapes and sizes, but the specific types of drill brushes I suggest you get that I've used the most over the last 10 years are number 1, a medium stiffness brush that's just a simple 4-inch in diameter. Number 2, a soft bristle brush. Normally those medium ones are yellow, those soft ones are white, and it's the same in that 4-inch diameter. Then I suggest getting 2 different 2-inch in diameter drill brushes. Then I suggest getting 2 cone or kind of round shaped drill brushes in the same exact stiffness. 1 medium, 1 soft. Again, the mediums are normally yellow, the soft are normally white. But then you have 2 4-inch, 2 2-inch, and 2 round ones. And to explain when I use all of these, generally speaking, I'll take the 4-inch drill brushes most because they apply in most areas, and I'll scrub floor mats, rubber mats, upholstery, even sometimes headliner that requires some kind of aggressive approaches. Secondly, I'll take the 2-inch in diameter brushes, and often I will scrub upholstery specific stains. I'll scrub tight corners in the floorboard where there's a stain buildup but you can't really fit a 4-inch drill brush. And then finally, when I take my round drill brushes, I often like to use a longer adapter with those, and I can get inside really dirty cup holders, console consoles, and even, yes, wheel wells that are fabric that require a little bit more aggression than a soft bristle long handle brush, because the stuff really sticks in the fabric. So when you can attach a long adapter and that medium stiffness brush, it really stirs up that stuff inside of the fabric wheel well, and it makes it really easy to pull off with the pressure washer afterwards. So guys, I hope that helps. That's literally over a decade worth of knowledge in like 5 minutes of just some very simple brushes that literally every detailer should own. I'll hook up all the things I talked about in the YouTube description box below this video. But again, these are just detailing brushes that have stood the test of time, and I reach for them most often in most situations. And so I think information like this can be really helpful for some of you guys who are trying to figure out exactly what you need to grab. Guys, if you got some value from this video, make sure to brush out the like button. I don't know if that's funny or not. By clicking the like button and letting me know that you got value here, because it's really the only metric I can see that tells me that you guys appreciate some of this information, and I'll continue to put out content just like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, thanks for being involved, keep working hard, and I will see you in the next video.